Investigation into a suspected serial killer from Oregon. We first told you about this case last week. Police say Neil Falls was fatally shot in West Virginia while attacking an escort he met online. Investigators later found a collection of weapons in his car as well as bleach, raising suspicions that he could be linked to unsolved cases really all across the country. Let's bring in Steve Rogers. He's a retired lieutenant detective for the Nutley, New Jersey Police Department. We have mentioned previously on this program, Steve, that this guy had been stopped in 21 different states, apparently traffic infractions, pulled over, investigated, let go. They didn't have anything on him elsewhere, but there are some pretty suspicious coincidences in his past.
Well, there sure are. He seemed to be popping up in locations where there were homicides of escorts. Now, John, here's something very important to keep in mind. What the police have now, they didn't have before, and that's the body. With that body, meaning him, comes fingerprints, comes blood samples, comes DNA, and more importantly, a complete description.
So, yeah, that's how do you go about investigating a suspect when the suspect is dead?
Well, with all that information I just shared with you, they now can compare all of that with evidence that they collected over the years. I'm sure that they have contained this evidence somewhere. It's been kept somewhere. They're going to have to take all that evidence out and do a forensic analysis on all of it. But also, what's going to be very important, and I've experienced this personally in the years that I've been on a police department, you got to go back and interview every single person you interviewed from the beginning, from the first homicide that you're suspected is linked to this.
The authorities in Chillicothe, Ohio were very intrigued. Chillicothe is only a couple of hours drive from where he ultimately was killed in this self-defense shooting. They had 6 women who were either prostitutes or had some drug problems who were either dead or missing. They have already said, no, he's not our guy. How do they know this quickly?
I don't think they can make that conclusion this quickly because the guy was just killed. My goodness, everything that I just shared with you regarding blood and fingerprints and DNA has to be examined. I could tell you this, that it's very, very important, as I shared with you before, for them to go back to every single case, open it up, and take a hard look at it. Sometimes a fresh set of eyes, and there's something that is inadmissible in court, John, but I'll share this with you. Good cops have that sixth sense. You know something's not right, and you go after it, and sometimes that solves the crime.
One interesting fact is that he had a list of 9 other names in his pocket, women in West Virginia, one of them apparently in San Diego, had their names in his pocket. All of them are still alive, but apparently these may have been people that he had hoped to make contact with or had tried to make contact with.
Well, serial killer, those are his targets, I would assume. But it goes to show you that, and kind of confirms that since he's been in areas where there were a lot of homicides over the years, maybe this was just the next string adding to the pattern of those before.
They are looking at him in Nevada, Henderson, Nevada. They had a number of women disappear there. A couple of them, their bodies were later found in Illinois. He was working as a security guard at Hoover Dam, not far from Henderson, at the time they disappeared.
So how does any law enforcement agency eliminate anything when you have that type of pattern? Not only in Nevada and those other states, but nationwide, cold cases have to be opened. We don't know where he was, when he was there, but every single cold case is going to have to be reopened regarding escorts.
Pretty unusual, though, for a serial killer to kill somebody in Nevada and then take the body all the way to Illinois, or maybe they were taken alive.
Well, it could be they were taken alive, but I can tell you this, he had shovels, he had bleach, he had rope, he had tape, he had all of those things you need to destroy, bury a body. So he was on a mission, and this young lady who shot him no doubt saved a lot of lives.
Yeah, good thing he's gone.
Yes, sir.
Steve Rogers, thank you.
You're welcome.
Jenna.